What's up, Tudorinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, a show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I am this podcast player one, Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player two, Mike.
Hello.
Hello, good sir. We are back live for the first time in about a month, good sir. Welcome back to the show, Mike.
Yes, thank you.
Now, those of you who listen to us and watch us about, pretty religiously, you like, well, you guys didn't go anywhere. Well, we pre-recorded some episodes because Mike was going out to get some stuff taken care of with his face and get some surgeries done, and we did that way you guys wouldn't miss out on any content. We shifted the schedule to go to every other week, but for right now, we're heading back to every week. We're going to try and hit you back with some more gaming news and some gaming stuff that we've been playing, that we've been into, and we're going to do that here today as well. But, we actually recorded an episode already as like a little kind of dipping the toe back in the water. But This is our first live one. We did another retrospective, but we don't know when exactly it'll air. But, it's one of my favorite ones that we've done so far. We kind of went back and revisited, not an official one, but those of you who have listened to us for a very long time, maybe you guys will know which one it is. But Mike, holy crap, I've missed doing this show with you live every single week. With you gone, because I know I went on vacation right before you went out, but like not getting my daily or at least weekly like video game fix was really weird.
Yeah, that was definitely.
It seriously was. It seriously was, because I mean, there's not too many people at work that I could talk to about games as in depth as I can with you. So
right.
On that note, it was like I would see something and I would tell somebody and I would not get the same kind of reaction than what I would get from you. It would be a very like generic. Oh yes, this okay. No. Like when it's you, it's usually like you have something to retort to me with.
Right.
And today, guys, we're going to be looking at some news that is not necessarily late breaking right now. I think it came out last week. But, of course, with the PS5 specs being announced, some rumors about the Xbox. Of course, we have the all-digital edition coming out in May, and then some Switch stuff that maybe is of note. But, Mike, you have been gone. You've been down and out. What have you been playing?
Not much. I've been playing a little bit of the PC game Path of Exiles. That's about it, because recovery was not very good. First 3 days, I was absolutely like not leaving the bedroom. I did a few times, and it was bad. So I played the Path of Exiles because it's one of those games where you can play it and you can do it for 10, 15 minutes and then just stop and move on to do, whatever it is. So for me, it was like I'd come in here and start playing it, and then I'd feel really bad. So I was like, okay, back to the bedroom, I'm done. So I did that off and on all the 2 weeks I was out. So other than that, nothing. I have been in a slump of what I want to play.
You mean you haven't been playing Anthem?
No. Actually, today is the first time that I actually logged back into Origins, and it's like, oh, you have a 4 gigabyte download again.
I did see today there was a headline about some stuff being delayed for Anthem, some updates and whatnot. But I'm not, again, I'm not really big into Anthem. I'm not getting into that at all. So I really didn't look into it to see what the big dealio was with that. Me personally, I have been kind of in a slump too. I haven't really been knowing what to play. I'm in that mode where I don't know what I'm in the mood for. So I come in here, I look at all these games, and I'm like, oh, this one, maybe that one. Maybe I'll take one off the shelf. I'll look at it, and I'm like, maybe you, okay. And there's something compelled me to get back into The Witcher. So
Really?
I took it, went and put it in the Xbox, I loaded it up, and I'd already been, I was already, playing the game, and I was already, well into it. I had a save already, but I remember nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who is doing what. And then the controls, I could not, acclimatize myself to them. As far like, it felt like I was moving so fast. I felt like I was the Flash running around. It was just like zooming around so fast, and I'm like, man, I'm just not feeling this kind of like I thought maybe I would be, because
Right.
I'm kind of in that mode of that style of like kind of medieval fantasy. I mean, of course, Game of Thrones is out now, so I thought maybe I could just slip right back in here and play some more because I had played the game and then was well into it, and then Breath of the Wild came out. I mean, this is like 2 years ago now, or 3 years ago, whatever, like, however long it's been since Breath of the Wild, and so I said no. I backed out, and of course I'm on the Xbox One, and I see the ad for Game Pass, which if anybody doesn't know right now, if you're a new subscriber, you can get Game Pass 3 months for $1 right now. Great deal. But remember to cancel it if you don't want to keep it after that, because they will charge you $30 for 3 months, which is how much it would be. It's $10 a
Right.
month. So, but it's $10 per 3 months. That's sort of like the agreement that you kind of like. Pretty much, it's the every 3 months deal. And I'm like, well, I've already kind of had that. I can't get that again. Yes, I can. I did get it. Maybe it'll work for you too. I got Game Pass for 3 months for $1.
I think
So,
I'm still on my dollar one, so I don't think it'll work.
mm-hmm. uh,
No, I don't know.
But looking through the games that they had to select from, there's a lot of games I haven't played on there, of course. And of course, I'm like, oh, dude, I can play Forza again because I still have it installed. I have all this. I had all these games that I wanted to play, and then I saw it, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I hadn't played it. It came out the same week as Spider-Man, so I chose Spider-Man over it, and not a bad decision there. But I never did pick it up. I've seen it in the stores. I went, I need to get it back to that. Yeah, yeah, I want to play it. Unfortunately, like a month later, it was like half price. If you remember, like
Yeah.
things for that game just kind of fell apart. There's nothing wrong with this game. I played. I'm about a quarter of the way through. There's nothing wrong with it. It plays just like the other ones. It's more Tomb Raider. In fact, there's more. Like you have like these little hub cities. I'm on my second one so far, and you can go around and you can talk to certain people. You can get background information. You can get some side quests to do, and it gets you more into the only thing that I'm kind of weirdly like scratching my head about is like right at the moment where I'm at in the story, I'm in Peru, and I'm in this city, and this is the second place that I've been, and it's like, all right, uh, how come everybody speaks plain English? I mean, it's they all have an accent, but everybody speaks English, and very clearly, and they can understand Laura, and I'm just like, and she can understand that. So so it's one of those things that like, are they supposed to be speaking another language, and Laura just knows it and is speaking it, but they're not doing that so that way they don't have to subtitle the whole game, or is it just like what part is it? Because I know that, and you probably don't know this, but in Snake Eater, the whole game's in English. They're in Russia.
Right.
They're in Russia. In Metal Gear Solid 2, they had Russian guards, like Russian sentries, and they had a Russian accent like this. What was that noise? But then
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
Snake Eater, they sound, what was that? Normal. And then
Right.
when Snake talks to other characters, it's all in English, no accents, and that's because they are speaking English or Russian the whole time almost. But they didn't go through. They even say, your Russian's really good," but they say it in English just like that.
Eh,
So in other words, like, oh, so they're speaking Russian this whole time, but like, and it's a Kojima twist, so maybe we're Russian and we just don't know. But
maybe that's how it is.
but that's the only thing about the Tomb Raider game that like I'm running around this little like this kind of like city talking to people, and I'm like, that is nitpicky as crap. but it just makes me scratch my head. The game is fun. It's more Tomb Raider, uh, along the new lines from the remake and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. Absolutely nothing wrong with this game other than like the whole grind to upgrade your weapons, upgrade her. I'll do all that stuff all over again. There's more stuff to buy now. So I'm trying to figure out, and it's all really expensive. So I'm like trying to figure out where I'm supposed to get all this gold at. But I got there and I got 3 different shops now in this town. The first place I go to, I had one shop, and there's like 4 things in there that I want to buy. You can buy supplies now to kind of upgrade your stuff there from them too. So if you got
That's nice.
if you got the extra gold and you don't want to hunt it down, you can try and buy it there. So that's kind of neat. Uh, as I said, the game's good. The thing is that the story is very Tomb Raidery. This guy, he has a dagger and he wants to remake the world with it. He's going to put it in this box, and it's causing all this cataclysms, and he's going to remake the world in his image. So, it's very Tomb Raidery.
Right.
Gets into that sort of like science fiction, magical stuff. It kind of does that, and I'm enjoying my run with it. If you guys don't have Game Pass, please get it. It is a great deal, even if you're playing on PC. I don't think all the games are on PC. I think they have a certain list, so please look that up to see.
I was trying to pull it up, but I didn't. It was like wanting to play stuff in the background. So
yeah. Well, you know how that stuff goes. But yeah, Game Pass is definitely a plus for if you have an Xbox or PC. I know that the game list is shorter for PC. I do know that for a fact because I saw it probably around the time you were looking to get it, and I wanted to see what was all on there. It does have still has a lot of stuff on there. It still has a lot of the Microsoft stuff as far as like Halo and Forza and that kind of stuff along those lines. But you know what? Let's just go right. We're already on the Xbox stuff. So the Xbox All Digital Edition comes out in May. It's already up for pre-order for you guys to get at $250 at $250, and the suggested retail price for an Xbox One S with a disc drive is supposed to be more than that. However, you can get it cheaper, my friend. Did you know this?
Did I know this, that you can get it cheaper?
That you can get an original Xbox One S with a disc drive cheaper than you can get the all digital edition.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, if you have, the wits about you to go and try and find a bundle, or try and find a sale deal. Of course, around the holidays are always cheaper. So the Xbox One All Digital Edition, it has no disc drive. The system looks no different other than they took the disc drive out. I feel like this is a big missed opportunity, Mike. I feel like, well, because they could have completely reshaped the console without a disc drive in it. It doesn't have to be the same shape. They could have made it smaller. They could have made it smaller and more compact for you to fit into your entertainment systems. They could have made it. I mean, I don't like. Do you remember the little Wii Minis?
Yeah.
You know how like those little red Wiis. They were even smaller than the original Wiis, and the Wiis are tiny, dude. Like even if it was just the size of a Wii or a Wii U, that is drastically cutting down the size of the console, and that is an attractive feature for somebody who they might already have an Xbox One, but they might want to put one in their bedroom, or they might want to put one like in another room, or have one like as like a travel version. If you're going to want to go on vacation or on a travel trip, you can take it with you, like because you can still go on your video streaming services. Maybe you're not going to want to bring your games with you, but you can have the Game Pass or some digital games you already have downloaded on there. And the game, the all digital edition does come with 3 games included. It comes with 3 download codes, and those are 2 of them I'm not too keen about. One of them is cool, but I kind of wish it was a different one. Minecraft, yeah, that's a typical pack-in bundle game. Sea of Thieves, okay. And then Forza Horizon 3. I'm not going to dog Forza Horizon 3, but I kind of wish it was the newest one, 4, because like that game's awesome. And at this point, the game is like over half a year old, so why not bundle it with it?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, you need to have something a little bit newer.
So you get 3 games. I mean, that's still not a bad deal for $250, But when you consider that, if you look just on Amazon right now, and that's a terabyte version as well. So right now, the first one I see, the Battlefield 5 bundle, Xbox One terabyte, Xbox One S terabyte bundle, $230, so $20 off. You get the game of Battlefield 5, and you get the console and a disc drive where you can play 4K media, and you can buy
Right.
physical games. And so it's like that doesn't make any damn sense to me. Here's another one. There's only one left in stock on Amazon though. The NBA 2K19 bundle for $216. Again, you get NBA 2K19, which was last year's title, and it is almost like $40 cheaper, and you get a disc drive. Here's one. This one only one left in stock. It is the Minecraft bundle. It's $223.
And it's 223.
$223, and you get Minecraft, and you get you get the Xbox One S, Minecraft Creators Bundle. So this is a little bit different. Again, these are discontinued bundles, but Amazon still has some of them available. And this one is what do you get? You get Minecraft Mine Coins, Minecraft Starter Pack, and then the Creators Pack. So you get all that instead of just getting the base game, you get a whole bunch of other stuff to get you started. And okay, so it's like, does the all digital edition with Minecraft, with Sea of Thieves, with Forza Horizon 3, not 4, but 3, does that equal a value enough to spend $250 when you can spend less on these bundles right here? I don't think so.
No.
I think this is
You said the all digital is 1 terabyte or 2?
it's 1 terabyte.
1. So literally, it's more, and you lose your disk drive, but you get 2 extra games.
You get 2 extra games, but then those games, if you install them, those are taking up space. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a 100 gigabyte game plus the updates. Think about how big if you go get Game Pass. Okay, cool. I mean, Game Pass is amazing. Just like I said, that is one thing Microsoft has going for them that I think is the biggest thumbs up about them. I think that is a great, gateway to the future of what gaming as a service could be. But Master Chief Collection,
Yeah.
how big is that game? Halo 5, how big is that game?
You put any of these on here. Like, Sea of Thieves is a good one, but a lot of people stop playing it because it's just, they call it Sea of Z's.
Yeah, right. Now, like, I was referring more to the fact that, like, you only have a 1 terabyte hard drive, so this thing's going to get full pretty fast. Now, of course, really ease of use. You can hook up any third-party USB, external hard drive to this to extend it. So that's, boom, plug and play. You're good to go. But I still say they missed a gigantic opportunity at reshaping. This is the last iteration of the Xbox One that we're going to get before the next generation. Why not take this opportunity to downsize the damn thing? It doesn't have a disk drive. That's empty space in there. You're telling me you can't squeeze all the chips, the GPUs, the CPUs on something the size of a freaking Wii U or something? You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. At this point, come on, you can squeeze it in there. You can put in the hard drive.
Even if you didn't, give us another terabyte so that it's actually plausible to buy when I can buy the S model, which it pretty much all that is the S model, but all digital. So why not buy the S model with the hard drive?
So here's the drive. Here's a picture. I'm not going to put it up on the stream because I don't have any pictures up ready to go today. Okay, it's too white. Damn it. It's too white. You can't see it. It is literally, it looks like the S model with no disk drive. It's just blank. It's like nothing there. Basically, they're charging more for a missing feature. Here's the thing. If you are going to go all digital version, okay, let's just say that if you go, I'm gonna go and do a Google search. Okay, let's go to screw it. Best Buy, right? Best Buy. Let's go to bestbuy.com right now and let's see how much their Xbox One S's are. Like just the plane, because that was Amazon. Amazon's a little crazy sometimes. They got some good deals going on. I mean, let's face it. Amazon is pretty much putting everybody else out of business, and can probably afford to have some extra
Yeah.
deals on some games. So
Yeah, they
Xbox One consoles. We're gonna go to their consoles and we're gonna check this stuff out. So Xbox One S, 1 terabyte Fortnite bundle.
are. Really? It's free.
It's silly.
Okay.
I know, it's stupid.
What?
But this is the okay. So this is the disc. This is the disc system. Okay, it's on sale right now. It's normally $300. You can get it for $250. You can get the Tom Clancy's Division 2 console for $250. So you get the game and a disc base. You get the NBA 2K, which is what I just said earlier, and that's $250 on here. Microsoft Creators, that's $250 on here. So all those, they're on sale right now for $250. Or hey, Mike, do you want to go pre-order the all digital for $250 as well, where you get 3 games and you can't put any more discs in it?
No.
I don't either. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you're gonna go all digital version, if you're at least make it cheaper. If this is gonna be on sale a lot throughout the year at $250, or even near holiday season $189 for certain bundles, baseline price for the all digital version needs to be $200 or less.
Right now, Walmart has the Battlefield 5 bundle for $233.95.
Again, with cheaper a little bit, but with a feature that the digital version is missing, a disk drive. It's a freaking disk drive. If you're taking a feature out, that should cost less. And for them, they're like, well, it's supposed to be $300. These stores are they're always putting it on sale.
It's because it's done. I mean, like, it's not, the X is out and that's the new. So they're treating it like an old generation.
Well, not necessarily, but it's 2 different models. There's the intro model, then there's the premium model. But the thing is that, like, the intro model is attractive to people who want a gaming thing that isn't super powerful in 4K graphics or anything like that. They just want a system. They got their old 1080p TV back in their room or in their living room. They just want to play some games. That is the best console to get right now if you're not the super hardcore into exclusives. PS4 is a great console to get too. I'm not going to dog anybody if they say I want to play Division, I want to play Call of Duty, Battlefield, NBA. If you say you're going to get an Xbox One S over a PS4, that's actually a good deal, because I'm going to suggest to you right now to go get Game Pass, because there you got 3 months for $1, and you can try out all these games and see if you like them. But if you tell me you want a PS4, okay, that's cool too. PS4 is a great system, and I can tell you all these great exclusives to get to. There's no wrong way to go right now, and that's really awesome for us gamers. But a real wrong way to go is to go get that all digital version at a price point at $250. It doesn't make any sense to me, and that's why I feel like Microsoft doing all these things right, all these things trying to course correct, and this is a misstep for them for sure.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense, man.
It doesn't. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It doesn't make sense. Do it for $200, and then people are going to start flocking to it.
Sure, $200, and it's a good viable option, because then how much would that version be on the holiday season? It's already $50 less. Maybe that's at $150.
If it was still $250 and it had 2 terabytes of hard drive,
it might be worth that extra $50.
It might be worth it, because you're looking at having a 2 terabyte. If you're just a downloader, like you download your games, that's the way you digest them and purchase them. That's fine, but that's no incentive. There's no incentive there to buy it.
Not at all. So now we're going to switch over and talk about PlayStation 5, because I'm tired of being so negative. Which sucks, because I don't want to be negative on Xbox. Oh, crap. Hold on. Crap. Okay. Yeah, I went to one of those pages that didn't load up an auto video when I loaded up this article, but then it wanted to be an auto video. So I believe it was last week. The architect of the PS4, Mark Cerny, he sat down with Wired and they went over the specs for the PS5, which is a bit of a different way to do it. Instead of doing a big event or anything, they kind of just said, "Yeah, this is what it's going to be. This is what we're looking at, and yeah, it's going to be cool." So what did we learn? Well, we learned a little about what's underneath the hood, and we also learned that as of right now, the only thing that they're willing to confirm about backwards compatibility is PS4, which at the very base minimum is no excuse. There's no excuse why it shouldn't be. Of course, we all want complete backwards all the way to one. So the fact that it is backwards compatible with the PS4 should be no excuse. Like that is, I mean, I'm hoping for the complete backwards, but this was like there was no reason why they shouldn't have it.
Right.
Wow. All right. Anyway, so the they were also talking about how like the transition from 4 to 5 won't be as drastic as saying going from the 3 to 4, since it's based on a pretty similar architect, and it will also accept physical discs. They're keeping them physical at least within this generation. And what's underneath the hood? It'll be an AMD chip that is based on the 3rd generation Ryzen, and will have 8 cores of the 7 nanometer Zen 2 chip microchip. And though the console will support 8K, displaying at this resolution will be dependent on TVs catching up to that. So they're future proofing the console. We don't know how well it'll run games at 8K. We're not going to know that until somebody who actually has the access to that. But
which won't be either one of us.
No, hell
for
no,
a while.
hell no. But the idea is that if they're already saying that console is going to be able to do that, that should mean that there should be no excuse for any game getting 4K 60 frames, like baseline. Because I can understand if the game's running 8K and it's like it may be locked at 30. Well, okay, because 8K is not going to be a damn thing for a long time, right? At least not for the basic consumer. The graphics will be driven by the custom version of the Radeon's Navi line, and this graphics chip will support ray tracing, which is becoming a thing, especially with the more high-powered graphics cards on the PC. So it'll be interesting to see that on a console for the first time. And quote, if you wanted to run tests to see if the player can hear certain audio sources or if the enemies can hear the players, footsteps ray tracing is useful for that. It's all the same thing as taking a ray through the environment. In fact, audio is one of the big improvements that they've been keen to talk about. The AMD chip will enable 3D audio, which, according to Cerny, is a key to immersing players deeper. This naturally led to discussions of the VR. They're going heavy into the VR with this. They were designing this to be a beast for VR, unlike the pretty. I'm sure PlayStation's going to try and keep the VR stuff as affordable as possible. They don't want to go super crazy with it and make it a really baseline consoleized version of VR. He said, I won't go into the details of VR strategy beyond saying that VR is very important to us and that the current PSVR headset is compatible with the new console, which makes me think they're going to make a new updated one as well. The other key leap that the next PlayStation will make comes to its hard drive. Of course, it's according to Sony, developers let Sony know they want a solid-state drives in the new hardware as opposed to slower equivalents used in the current consoles. These SSDs are relatively prevalent now in in laptops, and Sony is bringing that to the next PlayStation. Is described as being specialized for the hardware. He demonstrated that the change in the SSD to gaming by comparing a load sequence from Insomniac Spider-Man, a standard PS4 Pro, and a dev kit in the next gen PlayStation. On the former, the fast travel was about 15 seconds, and on the PS5 dev kit, it was 0.8 seconds. This, Cerny added, has implications on how the world can be rendered too, which in turn impacts how quickly Spidey can move through the world. On the new hardware, the camera moves through the city much quicker, as the new hardware is capable of keeping up with rendering requirements.
I mean, that's great. It's about time they moved to solid state.
Absolutely.
But also it kills games that have load times scenes in them, because Spidey has you're on a train and he's talking to other Spider-Man, or he's playing on his phone, or whatever. There's something interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not a necessity to have that, but yeah, it'd be nice to have faster load times, but it won't help Anthem any
Probably not.
because mine's on an M2 drive, which is one of the faster SSDs you can buy, and it does not load any faster at all.
So Cerny continued about the solid state, saying that the raw read speed is important, but so are the details of the input-output mechanisms uh, and the software stack that we put on top of them. I got a PS4 Pro, and then I put in a solid state that might cost as much as the PS4 Pro. It might be 1/3 faster. And the shared architecture between PS4 and PS5 naturally creates a path for games being developed on the former to appear on the latter, which we have the like Death Stranding, they say here, which is developed by Kojima. Cerny was asked how Death Stranding fits in the PS5's plans to have cross-generation releases, and reportedly, and he smiled before a spokesperson merely repeated that the game would come to PS4. Obviously, this is a clear indication that, of course, we've heard rumors that there would be PS5 versions available of those games, and of course, probably my guess would be if you had a PS4 version of it, a 4 version, that you would probably get an update for the PS5 version when you put it in and say, hey, this is to get the just like when you would with the Pro versus the regular, that hey, we're gonna get full 4K capability out of this game. Now, interestingly enough, they didn't talk about the price point. There's been rumors about $500, which makes sense to me.
Right.
Because they want to keep this consumer friendly. I heard something the other day about 400. An analyst said 400. I think you are wrong on that. This is not.
5 is going to be the standard.
I think 5 will be just right for this. This will allow them to kind of have a dual. Like you'll have your PS4 still on sale for a while. You'll have the new PS5. PS5 $500. They saw how well Xbox did with the Xbox One X. So you'll be able to make the PS4 base system a lot cheaper, hopefully, and then hopefully start phasing out like the PS4 Pro, or phasing out one of the models that we only have one PS4 model, and then
Right.
and then you have the PS5. But then there were rumors about like, hey, there's now that the PS5 stuff has come out, how is that gonna we've heard that these specs for the PS5 are even better than what was rumored. So it's like, that's awesome. They're future-proofing the console. And, what does this mean on the other side of the aisle? Apparently, an insider for Xbox tweeted, multiple insiders now confirmed that the Xbox Anaconda will be more advanced as rumored. And they didn't mention any specifics, but for the Anaconda to top the PS5 spec-wise, it will need to pack a serious punch. Cerny teased that the PS5 will have a support solid state. And of course, the way that Cerny talked is that the PS5 architecture is really being worked into, utilized the solid state drive, being used to like really capitalize on the speed of that, just like as he said with rendering. So it wouldn't just be load times or saving times. It would be even just, graphical rendering. It would just make everything faster. Most notably here, PS5 will support 14 teraflops.
Whee!
Of course, we remember first hearing about the whole teraflop crap, wondering what the heck it means. It'll support 14 teraflops of graphical power, according to an Epic list of leaks posted to Baseband, which also means it can complete 14 trillion operations per second. That's more than triple the capabilities of the PS4 Pro. To one up the PS5s in terms of graphical capabilities, the new Xbox would have to be even more powerful than 14 teraflops, which the Xbox One X currently does 6.
Right.
And so we will see where Xbox One, because of course the difference between the new Xbox and the new PlayStation is going to be in the details. Because I can imagine they're probably going to have a pretty similar GPU and CPU. We're going to get a pretty similar thing out of it, but then it's going to be in how each one is tailored to its art. Like, we know Xbox is looking at streaming, and how they're probably going to tailor their new Xbox to cloud. and doing all that kind of crap. So with PlayStation, it seems like they're really pushing. We need to get as great video quality as we need to get, because if they are pushing their console to be able to be 8K compatible, that means they want their console to run even better on VR. Is what I'm hearing out of it.
Yeah.
But
To be honest, the average consumer is not going to see the difference because
no,
those teraflops are great. Um, Obviously, the X runs better than everything out right now. It actually shows true 2K, 4K capabilities. But for those consumers of the masses, 14, 15 teraflops, you're never going to even notice what that is. I mean, I notice it on my PC, but I have a big rig. I have a super expensive monitor. Like I spent the money on it. You on your 4K TV are not going to notice it. The only way that any of these real stats are going to shine are on an 8K. So a couple, like 4% of the population that has owns it is going to notice it. I just don't think those numbers really matter at this point. As long as they're loading the games, everything's running smooth at 4K, 60 frames a second.
well, considering
Well,
that
I
the
think
PS4
they run
Pro,
dick, essentially.
well, considering that the PS4 Pro on general cannot do full blown 4K at
No.
60 frames, the Xbox One X can, but not every game is tailored suited for it. That this next gen is going to be like, that's baseline, 60 frames 4K baseline. So that's going to bring everybody up. And then, of course, going up to that next level, as we saw with the beginning of this generation back in 2013, how affordable were 4K back then? Because these consoles weren't even, the original Xbox One and PS4 couldn't do 4K. They can't, and they could barely even do 1080 on some games back then when they were first getting started. I remember some games were 900p in order to get 60 frames, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, these consoles were a little underpowered when they came out. And then, of course, they had their little stopgap, their One X, the PS4 Pro. Hey, and the PS4 Pro's like 4K, and the Xbox is like, yeah, okay. But I feel like will we see with 4K and how quickly that just overtook, like, if I go buy TV right now, I have to look to get a 1080p console.
Yeah.
Or a TV. I actually have to go in and ask for it and say, I just want 1080, because the base models that are up are basic 4K, and that's what you're going to get. You have different levels, you have different quality levels of minutia of 4K. Is a Philips 4K, or is that as good as a Samsung 4K? I mean, that's all in the eye of the beholder. I probably think if I had the choice of the two, I'm probably going to go with Samsung. Samsung has always been good to me, and their pictures always been great. But like, sitting there in the store, there's only a few TVs I've ever seen in a store that have blown me away, and one of them was a Samsung at Best Buy, and that's because it was on its own thing. When you have all those TVs all next to each other, to me they all start looking the same, and some of them look like shit. And that's because they're all going off of the same, like just splitting the same video feed, so it gets broken down over time, and then of course the audio quality degenerates the more that you split it. But like, I really feel like these next gen consoles, it's going to bring everybody up to basic 4K, and hopefully within 5, because that they want these consoles to be 10 years, right? Even though the active, of course, we're looking at 6 years now, and then if they launch 2020, it'll be 7 years. So even though it's like a 10-year total, but then but 6 or 7 years, the next console versions, whatever is going to come out, they want these consoles to be future-proofed. So think to ourselves, in 10 years, how affordable is 8K, and how is that just going to be commonplace on the storefront? And I think they don't want the same issue to happen again, where like they launched their console and then it's like, now this technology is even more affordable. They want and then for them to have to put out a separate console, or a stopgap. I don't think they want to do that.
I don't think they do either, but we'll see.
So Nintendo is killing it with the Switch. They just surpassed the N64 lifetime sales, if I remember correctly, which is great. I mean, that's awesome, crazy. And so for the Switch, of course, we've had rumors for a while. A Switch Mini, and like Switch Pro, right? And I remember like right before the Switch even came out, there were rumors of a Pro. Like we did an episode on it, like a long time ago. Like Switch Pro, we don't even have the Switch yet. But there's a article that I have here that has the smaller budget friendly Switch will launch in late June, not in the fall. This is according to VG247.com. A news report states that the budget-friendly Switch of the console will launch at the end of June. Last week, the reports out of Japan stated this particular Switch SKU would launch in the fall, just like I said. Today, Bloomberg sources state the console will arrive in late June. Bloomberg also reiterated previous reports slating that a slightly upgraded version of the console is in the works. The site sources that said that version would launch before the year's end. Last week, they said that will launch in the fall. Oh, wait. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
What's up, Deuterino?
What are you talking?
I'm talking to old Mike, and we're doing a podcast. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Are you
Hi,
gonna do
buddy.
it? Yeah, you got your hat on.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah.
talking about racing.
Are we talking about video games?
Mhm.
Do you like video
Of course
games?
we are.
Yeah.
What video games do you like?
Mario Singing.
You like Mario?
Yeah, it's Mario Simulates game.
So what does Mario do?
He just jumps and run.
He jumps and runs. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of. Who's that?
Patfoot.
Foot.
That is Patfoot.
Yeah,
Come
Pat
here,
Foot's here.
Pat Foot.
Yeah, he's at.
It's Pat Foot. He's
He's
hiding.
hiding.
He's hiding
It's
from
Patfoot.
me. He's hiding from me.
Hey, dude.
He
So,
can hear you.
yeah. Are you going to bed soon?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you come to say goodnight?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you, Deuterino.
I love you.
Are you gonna have a good night?
Yeah.
You gonna get some good sleep?
Hmm.
You gotta get some good sleep. That way you can play tomorrow, huh? Hey, we don't mess with the cord.
So Paul makes singing, so I want to keep talking.
You just want to keep talking?
Yeah. So I'm sick of hiding thing because this is your computer.
It is my computer. Yeah. Yep. That's what we do our show on.
Is that Spotify? And that's for watching Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that is a Spotify. You know your stuff, don't you? You're a pretty good podcaster.
Remember how I sing it us. I'm singing hidings, and my tummy keeps running worse. And that's singing hidings, and there's something I can do.
You're silly.
I'm singing a thing because this is where you're saying facing, and I'm done with singing hiding, or just singing hiding.
I can barely understand this.
I'm not too sure what he said at all. So
Yeah, I'm
we
glad because I have
stumbled
no
across
idea.
it
The
because there were just sky singles, and we just
what's funny is that he's really good with his words and
what you say?
and sentences, but then he gets carried away and just starts speaking gibberish.
But you were
Yeah.
singing like that.
Yeah.
But you sang housing, and I just feel angry, and I just fly in the sky.
You fly in the sky?
Yes, I did, but I still sang God, and I sang bicycle like this. La, 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 la.
Oh my gosh, you're silly.
Yeah, but it's about singing high, and I just plashing, and I just be silly like this.
You are silly. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Let's get down. Good night, Bubba. Here. Oh. Here, give me a hug. Come here. Goober. Mwah. I love you.
Love you.
Say bye.
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 right. So that was the Wyatt interruption of the show. Very interesting.
All right. Yeah. Guess interesting stuff being dropped there.
Dude, he had a lot to say. And so we have this whole like rumor of the more portable, consumer-friendly, kid-friendly version of the Switch, which this has kind of been in the rumor for a while because it seems like they're getting ready to start phasing out the 3DS, which came out. The 3DS, dude, came out like 2010.
Yeah.
It is a long time ago. That system is so old now. Previous reports that the mini version wouldn't connect to televisions or be placed in a dock. This is due to it being a handheld-only system similar to the 2DS. However, I'm trying to Nikkei's. I'm not sure how you say that, but this person's report iterates a second that they say otherwise about that one. So I'm gonna load that article up because Nikkei article. Oh, it's all in Japanese.
Yeah. Good luck.
I have a
You
Google.
can translate. Do you have Google Translator on there?
Yeah, hold on, it's going.
It makes no sense, does it?
Oh, dude. So I'm just gonna read it and see how this is. Nintendo has opened up the world home video game market from scratch. The goal is to move away from battery management, whose performance fluctuates depending on the presence of or absence of hitworks, and to shift to a group of leadership system. But if it goes too far, it will damage the DNA of the creative company representing Japan. Nintendo's worries are profound and between originality and stability. And then there's a little bullet point. It says outrageous curtain.
Outrageous curtain. Okay.
December 2018. A notice came from Nintendo under the major parts manufacturer. We will stop developing the QOL business. It was a dead end. Oh, great. Now, like, I have to subscribe to this damn thing to read the rest of it.
Of course.
Well, tag nabbit.
Please pay us money. Please pay us money. Here's the sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, like at lunch today, I was trying to look up reviews for Avengers Endgame, and there was a negative one, or like at least 2 out of 4, which is like, halfway. Which on, Rotten Tomatoes was a, it was the only like review I saw. I'm like, oh, I want to see what this guy said about it. No, I have to subscribe to see it. Oh, well, buddy, if it's that important, that you're like, this movie is so, it did this, it did that, then maybe I should be, I want to see that, man. I want to see what people say about a movie or a game, I don't want to just read the good reviews. I want to read the bad ones. Of course, like,
Right.
The old, like, bad review read that never made the air a long time ago. But I sent you a picture about, some mock-ups of what could be.
Yes.
And you believe that the Switch Mini or whatever is going to be more akin to like the regular Switch, probably the same size and everything. But there was this other one that somebody made up that I think would be perfect if they want to try and capitalize on that 2DS, 3DS market. And it's like a clamshell type. It's called the Switch Flip. And with the handheld, it's got like the 2DS slider sticks instead of the actual analogs, which, as for a kid, I don't know. Like, I completely understand what they're doing with this because they kind of want it to be a little bit more kid-proof, kid-friendly, unlike the original Switch, which is pretty much a disaster for a kid. I don't want my kid to ever touch my Switch. He wants to so bad, but
Yeah.
I would let him touch this one a little bit more because even though like they can break the clamshell video thing, like I have with that, or like the 2DS or like the 2DS XL, sorry, but or the 3DS and the other DS models. But the kids are so used to that now that hopefully, dropping your Switch on the floor as is, disaster. Dropping a clamshell, maybe not so. And maybe there are rumors about it having a mini dock where you could just put that on there and then use other Joy-Cons or Switch Pro. Of course, the reports have varied and rumored. Who knows whether or not a Switch Mini would even be dockable.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that it would be cool that you could get a smaller dock later on for it.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like, not the dock that comes with the Switch now, but a separate dock would ship with this one. Like, and
Right.
and it's a different. Who knows? of course, the rumor is coming out in June. I think that's really fast, really soon. I could see them announcing it and bundling them with the new Pokemon. Since the new Pokemon's more of a kid centric. Of course, it's kid. It's all over the place for like more adults play it than kids, but kids do love that. So I could see them doing bundles with that if they're going to do it. But I don't see it coming out in June, dude.
No.
That's too soon.
I don't think so.
Too
soon.
E3 is pretty loaded this year, and what better time for us to come back on a weekly basis than coming up towards E3, new stuff, new thoughts, of course. Sony's not going to be there at all, so who knows what's going on with that. Maybe they're going to do a surprise little direct thing. That would be since they've already done that once, and it was kind of just a boring, boring nothing show. Other than like a last minute hype thing for Days Gone, which that's out this week. Hey, but then Bethesda's having a show
with nothing we want to see.
Yeah, no Starfield, no Elder Scrolls. So Xbox
is it gonna be all Dragon Inquisition or not
Dragon Age? Well, that's BioWare.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
so what is it going to be about?
Well,
it can't be more Fallout because, I mean,
they shot that in the foot.
That's dead now.
It's funny that you said Dragon Age because like both BioWare and Bethesda are pretty much like under the gun right now.
Yeah.
So honestly, Bethesda way worse than BioWare.
I feel like Bethesda's right now kicking and screaming as they're being drugged to the back.
Okay, so BioWare has been a gradual decline over a number of years, pretty much since the EA acquisition. It's been a slow decline. It's been unfortunate, but it's there. And then with Bethesda, they were the golden child, and they were running very hard, very fast, and all at once, they fell right in their face on the cement.
Yep.
And then it's like that guy that falls in the race, but just keeps trying to get up and just keeps falling.
Here's the biggest thing. Whenever you do a bug fix that removes a bug that players have been utilizing to boost characters, but the game is so bad that people are threatening to never play it again if they don't bring this bug back because the game lacks so much substance that people don't want to play it.
Or what about like the fact that a new update brought back a previous bug that they fixed? Anyway, Xbox is going to be there as well, and they're promising their biggest E3 presence ever. Of course, they're going to take every advantage of Sony not being there. Of course, we're hearing rumors about new stuff from all their studios. We might be seeing new announced games from
Fable.
a lot. Yeah, hey, maybe so. Maybe a brand new rebooted Fable. Maybe we'll see something on Halo Infinite. I don't know. I think they will announce the new Xbox at the end of the show. I think it's going to be kind of like what they did with the X, where we're going to get a tease. We're not going to get a full thing, but they're going to be like, there is more to come for Xbox, and check this out.
I think that they will do that, but I think that they will show Halo Infinite in that. So they're going to say, here is the new Xbox whatever, because obviously by then they're going to have, it's getting close enough to where they might actually have a real name for it. And it won't be Anaconda, but it'll be like...
That might be the code name, like they did with Project Scorpio when they,
Basically, and boom, this is your new Xbox 2. And then, boom, here it is, and it's showing Halo.
Xbox 1, 2.
1, 2. Next, they need 3, and then Switch. 1, 2 Switch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I think that would be a good way to show that game and maybe show off. Obviously, you are making Infinite for this specific console, so you need to show what it's capable of. So that's the go-to game because that's an in-house studio.
A bit of a tech demo,
Yeah.
Of course, then we also have EA is going to be there. Woot. Ubisoft will be there, of course, and then Square will be there. We're probably going to see our first glimpse at FF7. I hope we are going to see the new, like, it makes all the sense in the world. They've been making some sort of Avengers game over there. So,
Yeah.
like, why not? Like, especially with all the hype coming off of this next movie, you're going to want to say, hey, guys, we're making this game, and you guys love that movie, buy our game. So, E3 is going to be pretty exciting to cover this year. It's going to be a bit different. We will try and live stream what we can. We don't know, of course. Last year, Microsoft and Bethesda were like, and EA, or we're like, EA was on Saturday, and we were at work. But then, like, Microsoft and then Bethesda were on Sunday, and we'll try and stream a reaction to those. And, of course, Nintendo will do a direct, so that won't be live as we would do that. But if it's a direct, maybe we won't watch it, and then we'll come home and watch it and react to it.
Right.
But we have the capability, hopefully, to do that now, as long as our equipment wants to cooperate. We've been having some technical difficulties this episode, a bit of a podcast luck, if you will, coming back with my computer crashing right in the middle of the episode. Hopefully you guys won't notice too bad. And then, of course, us trying to redo that, and then us having to completely redo it again because of my incompetence. And hopefully we're good. This last time we're doing this, but had a cool episode. My kid came in and was really excitedly said a bunch of stuff. He gets so excited. I think he'll be a good podcaster one day. He definitely has a lot to say.
Yeah,
for sure. Unfortunately, dude, I didn't get to see him a lot today, and I won't get to see him a lot tomorrow. I'm doing Podcastrophe has a Game of King Chair. I'll be guesting on that tomorrow, and that is, of course, their Game of Thrones review podcast series that I was on the original concept of Game of King Chair. I was a Podcastrophe episode 2 way back in the day, and I have officially dubbed the trio that's going to be on this episode, myself, our friend Blaine, and then and Nick Maxon, the Small Council. We are the Small Council.
Is it getting smaller?
Well, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be funny because it's like, I was thinking today, what would we be? It was like you have like the master of secrets or master of tales. You have the master of the master of the military, and I just think it'd be so funny and tongue in cheek to call Blaine the master of coin with how bad at money he is.
I mean, that's what Littlefinger did. He just borrowed it from the bank.
Well, actually, a lot of that was Robert, man. King Robert was terrible at money. All he wanted to do was drink and do all that crap. So, dude, thank you so much for being here this week and dealing with these technical difficulties. You are back. You're feeling better.
Yep. I do. I definitely feel better. I can breathe.
You can breathe. No impending doom. And, I have impending doom right now because of how bad this episode has gone on a technical level, but hopefully you, the audience, will never even notice that. Of course, you can check us out each and every single Wednesday. We're back now every single week on the live stream for as long as we're actively live streaming the show, as long as I don't get shut down by a computer failure. So we live stream, of course, each and every single Wednesday on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay and on our Facebook page. You can check us out there as well as our other social medias, Twitter and Instagram at GameAddictsPlay there as well. The audio version of the show hits audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. I smacked my mic. All the other stuff. That comes out on Thursdays. And, of course, if we're not on your favorite one, hit us up. Let us know. I want to know because I want to get us on as many platforms as possible. And audio and video versions both hit YouTube on Friday. Of course, that's our one-stop shop for all of our stuff, including gameplay videos, which there's more to come in the future on that as well. Hit us up on the Game Addicts. Search Game Addicts Podcast on YouTube. We'll show up. Help us grow that as well. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this episode this week. And from the bottom of my heart, welcome back, Mike. It's been fun to have you back. I can't wait to do more podcasts with you. Until next week, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
And we'll see you then, guys. Game on.